Kia ora, hello, I'm Philip Duncan. Thank you for joining us for our Thursday update, recorded on November the 9th. And we've got a big, beautiful high coming in to the country. It's going to settle down these colder southerly winds. And that, of course, means we've got a risk of some frost coming in for both islands as we go in towards the middle part of November. So it's a little bit late in the season. Does sometimes happen, especially when you've got a high pressure system just like this one driving in this southerly flow. But on the other side of it, there's a much warmer wind about to come through. So some cooler nights coming up, then we're going to see the temperatures lifting up around parts of New Zealand, which is some good news. Okay, so here's the rainfall for the next 24 hours. Just a few showers really forming around the ranges, some thunderstorms possible there, and again, some showers up here to the north. Otherwise, most places are fairly dry, but keep an eye on that rain radar in case some of those downpours become a little bit heavy. And then overnight, the departure from normal for tonight and tomorrow night shows that a large part of the country is below average. So that's why we'll be seeing a risk of some frost around that blue shading. But a little bit of yellow shading here on Friday night indicates that slightly warmer airflow coming back in out of Australia. So with the frosts, here we go. This is Friday morning, the main frost risk here going around Southland and Otago in particular. So just be aware of that. It doesn't seem quite as big around Marlborough for Friday morning. And then on Saturday, it moves further up into the North Island. Again, mostly Central Plateau and through the ranges there, but hopefully not affecting too many of the vineyards. But just be aware there are frost conditions around. And I think perhaps this is more concerning there on Friday morning for Otago. So Friday looks like this. High pressure firmly in control. That's why the winds are light, the morning's cold, and then the afternoon's quite pleasant as hopefully the sun comes out in many areas. Just a few showers up there in coastal regions. And this is only the lunchtime snapshot, so there could be other showers that form inland as we go through the afternoon. On Saturday, mostly dry, but a few showers up here around Northland will form into the afternoon, maybe a couple of light showers in the morning and then a heavier one or two into the afternoon. But most places are settled. But you can see now that warmer airflow on Saturday coming out from Australia. 27 degrees and overcast for Sydney. That warmth will be coming out towards New Zealand on Saturday and then moving through into Sunday as well, where more of those westerlies kind of push in across the country. The high is still to the north, but it carries on with that westerly airflow. And so that is warmer than the southerly flow that we've got at the moment that's been bringing in the colder nights and the cooler days. Even the top of New Zealand, there have been people telling us they've been using heat pumps and heaters this week. And that's not normally the case in November, although you can get a frost and cold weather in the south, but not very often that it's cold in the north for heaters in November. So as we go through Sunday, the westerly winds arrive, and then Monday, that high gets sort of squeezed further away from us. And so it's up here to the north still, but that means that the windy westerlies carry on. And that is the theme for next week. Back to the windy westerlies again. Probably not as bad as they were though in October when they most likely peaked, the spring winds. But you can see next week, low pressure down here, high pressure to the north. So it's settled around northern New Zealand. This front falls apart as it moves up the country and mostly dry and warm in the east. So that is the theme as we go through next week in the New Zealand area. That is all from me. We'll be back again tomorrow with our next update and our weekend update. And we've also got our Australia-only video out today as we cover those downpours and thunderstorms that are bringing some relief to parts of the very dry eastern side of Australia. So we've got the latest 7-day outlook and the 7-day rainfall map coming up with that video later on Thursday afternoon. Thank you very much for joining us. We'll see you tomorrow, Friday, with our next update.